my name is Maggie Basler from Emily Gray Junior High School. I wanted to make this video to clarify some of the things you might have questions about my project. Be sure to check out my initial water separator video. I have the link down there by my board. That explains and shows and demonstrates this board right here and my model. So my project is cleaning up Tucson washes. Why I want to clean up the washes is because they can become very dirty, and water is a very precious source here in the desert. I run a lot in washes and see this trash constantly, so I would also like to see a cleaner environment in my area. My first idea was to use a filter. The reason that I don't want to use that is because the point of a wash is to push stormwater through the city to prevent flooding. Filters can potentially clog up and unintentionally dam the water, causing flooding in that area or water to crest over the filter. My second idea was to use an oil water separator, but that wouldn't work because the water would just push through the separator and overwhelm the system. So my idea was to use an initial water separator. The reason I used that is because I found that during the dry period of Tucson summer, water and oil constantly build up over time, and in the first 1 or 2 rainfalls of the monsoon season, that trash gets collected in the initial flow of water. And so how I did this is I have my model right here. The contaminants, which would be consisting of plastic, wood debris, metal, oil, and styrofoam, they were right here. The water, or rain, would pass down through this initial flow. The flow would catch here in the basin, all the debris would be on top, and the oil would be on top. This barrier would prevent them from going through, and the rest of the water would be able to go past. And here's the models from the experiment that I did. This is the overflow, or the main flow of the wash. And this is what I collected in the initial water basin. So as you can see here, yes, some trash was in the overflow, but since the trash is significantly less, it seems as though my project worked. And if there are more basins throughout the city, what could happen is more trash could be collected, so it would be even more trash and less in the overflow. Once the trash is in the basin, municipal trash collectors can pick up the trash on the top here, and the oil water can be taken to an oil water treatment facility on site, or sewer water can take it at their own disposal, and they'd be able to take it in whatever time they wanted to. Some places where this basin would be most efficient to be integrated into the city are these 4 spots on the Tucson watershed map. The reason I want them there is because those are, they have the most urban trash, and all the watersheds meet there, kind of like a junction. So I want them at those spots. This idea could work in other communities with a similar climate to Tucson, Arizona. Since here in the desert we have a dry period and then a sudden wet period, I think it could work in those types of areas, but not so much in an area where there's a constant rainfall. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and be sure to contact me if you have any further questions. I have that information down below.